constitution-making process, which gave birth to the women's quota system and contributed to the increased number of women in parliament. The quota system I was alluding to earlier was a child of the lobbying of the Zimbabwe Women Parliamentary Caucus. So it was a success, though we are backwards, but at least we are there in parliament and our voices are being heard. Some advocates on marriage reforms culminated from the New Marriage Act 2022. Other pieces of legislation advocated by the Zimbabwe Women Parliamentary Caucus include the Domestic Violence Act of 2007, Constitutional Amendment number 2, which provided 30% seats for women in local government and many others. I was talking about in the House of Assembly. But last year, before the elections, we lobbied for a further 30% for the local government. We call them councillors, ward councillors. So Bakos went there as well to the councillors, which we call local government. So we have quite a substantial number of ward councillors now who are women. So the women's voice are being heard right from the grassroots, where we have the councillors. The commemoration of International Women's Days. Every year, the caucus plays a pivotal role in commemorating international days such as the International Women's Day that we do in March, World Breastfeeding Week, which we do from 1 to 7 August, 16 days. I heard them talking about it as well. And I said, ha la la, we are on the right track as Zimbabweans. We also celebrate the 16 days from 25 November to 10 December. Our good partners that I was talking about would sponsor us to go and do roadshows to, what can I say, marginalized areas where information normally is not heard. So we go there, we do a roadshow, you know, we will be communicating information to the young and the old. So in Zimbabwe, we enjoy hearing the music, and you know, if there is loud speaking of voices and what have you, people will just gather. And legislators will also help in making people gather. Then we tell of GBV, we show them films or videos of GBV scenes so that at least they'll have the scope of what it means. And we do that, as I have said, from 25 to 10 November. And what we did in Zimbabwe, the war, join them or let them join you. So we thought and say, how can we push gender issues in a parliament where from the 370, only about 120 are women who come through the quota system? Because even the Senate is a quota system, because it's zebra. And given also according to how people voted to the parties. So when you are debating in a legislation, maybe for an amendment or so, you will not succeed with our men. So we thought that let them ask them to join us. And we came with a he for she champion program, where we have our Speaker of Parliament, Honorable J.F. Gender as the gender champion of our Women's Caucus to push for that. He's the number one, he for she. And I don't know how you call Inkosi Lapa. Inkosi. We robbed in Inkosi into the he for she. Because what we have in Zimbabwe, in Senate, we have got 20 positions for our Inkosi Kupela. Of we call them, to know what the chief, here you call Amakos. Yes, 20 positions. So we said, no, these traditional are the owners of the patriarchal belief, are the owners of that suppress women. So the only thing is also to take them into the he for she, so that they will talk to the other traditional leaders, the good of putting a woman into a leadership position. And of course, now we have got MPs, and now the he for she in Parliament from both the Senate and the National Assembly are 56. We have 56 members. Let's hope we'll succeed. And all this, we are doing it for the 50-50 we are trying to put into Parliament some other time. Now our challenges as the Zimbabwe Women Parliamentary Caucus, the challenges are the same. Like and for any woman, the challenges faced by women in general are a lack of representation in decision-making positions, limited access to education, cultural and religious beliefs, poverty, and limited financial resources to undertake election campaigns, training and other empowerment programs for self-development. Women are not exposed to positions of power. More and more women are now inclined to the women's quota system, thereby eroding their confidence to stand for constituencies. That one, I've already explained on it. The first past the post has remained a preserve for men, limited visibility of women contribution in Parliament. I've just read all of them. As women, it's difficult for us. I want to share a 1-minute issue that fell on me. When I wanted to be a senator, I'm a senator. You know, you go for campaigns first, though we are given on zebra crossing. And when I tried to go and campaign, they were saying, do you know that she's in love with a young man? I said, wow, that's the end of me. But I said, I should not take that to be a weakness. Let me convert it into a strength. The media. I would talk things that would not even involve what they are talking. And when I say something, you know, people will say, yes, he's a leader. So some of this, you develop a thick skin as women. So I just wanted to tell others here that if you see that they attack you, don't respond. Put things that make you go where you want to go, and you see that the people will follow what you are saying. Here am I. I'm still a senator in my second term. Now for way forward and recommendations for future progress awards. There is need to enhance access to and training for women, particularly advocate for initiatives that focus on leadership development for women. Firstly, when women are fully equipped with the requisite skills, surely they can take up those challenges roles too. Secondly, building alliances is one strategy that women must take into consideration seriously. Collaboration between different organizations and sectors is to amplify efforts by women may go knowledge to raise awareness about women issues and success. I've talked about it. Don't run away from the media, no matter how difficult it might be. Just be there, but ignore things that doesn't concern you. In conclusion, let me highlight that the caucus has made significant strides in advocating for women's issues in Parliament. However, more work is still required for the caucus to reach the main goal by attaining 50-50 representation and the participation of women in key and strategic positions in all spheres of economy. The Zimbabwe Women Parliamentary Caucus has a lot of work to do in order not to continue witnessing a regression in women's participation, representation, and participation in Parliament. May you allow me to say, this is what Zimbabwe is doing. If I have said things that will benefit you, take what is good for your country and leave what is not good. But what we want is for us as women to move forward as one, like what Bob Marley said, together as one, we will achieve. If we don't unite, we will fall. All our agendas will fall. But if we unite, we will be heard. And the voice of God will be heard because all women will have said it. I thank you.
I'm so inspired, I'm sure the rest of us are, not only by all the speeches that we've had, but just by hearing your story. I love how she said, ignore the other questions, go for what you're there for. And I hope that that's what we do as we leave this space, is that we take that and we know that when we are, my mic is off. Testing 1, 2. There we are. Hi. How are you? I'll just come here. I hope we're all inspired, is what I was saying. And thank you so much to the both of you ladies for inspiring us. Thank you for also giving us challenges as well as solutions of what we do as women when we go out there. I'm going to put it to the floor. We're going to participate now. We're all going to work together. I'm going to ask that we each give, each table is a paper and a pen on each table. If we can all just from each table just have one key insight and one question that we can ask our speakers to sorry, careful, to answer for us, and what we can say that we found insightful. So one question, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes to work together, and 5 minutes should be enough. And then we'll present it back to our speakers, and then we'll move on to our second session, right? One key insight, one key question. You do not have to come up to the mics. Myself and Nyasha will come to the different tables, and we will take your insight and your key question. One, not 2, not 4. You can network during lunch and go ask them. For now, just one. Yes, one key insight, one key question. All right? 5 minutes and it starts now. Thank you.
For me, I already have got my question. I think while it's the other groups are working on their questions and insights, the question that I have.
Yes, we do.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. Let's use these ones.
Okay, that's it. Mhm.
One, two, one, two. Yes. One, two, one, two.
I think we are done. While you're winding up and deciding who's going to ask the question to our two honorable members up front, I think I'll start with one of the questions that I think the honorable members. Sorry. I'll start with my question so that they can take note of it while we move around the room to take questions. Feel free if you want to nominate between the two honorable members who responds to your question. So for me, the question is for you both honorable members. I think Dr. Paul and Honorable Madlo, you recall when we honorable members in my issue of the quota system, and they highlighted that the quota system is one of the challenges in terms of why women political participation is very low in the country, which is also one of the similar problems which we also had when we traveled to Zimbabwe. And I think the honorable chairperson has also already mentioned it. But then you also find take the first past the post seats. So that's my question. So maybe the two of you can be able to share what is working and what doesn't work and how best can we address it. Should we remove the quota system or okay, good. Should you remove the quota system or there's something that probably Zim and Malawi are not doing, which SA colleagues are doing, and it's proving to be a success? Now we're moving on to the tables. I don't know which table wants to start in terms of a question. Okay.
Okay. Hi to everybody. My name is Hansa Naika. I thank everybody for giving us this opportunity, especially about the Empower Her. Right. Basically, we got an insight from the Zimbabwe which said us that they are giving free sanitary pads. And then from there, we just wanted to know, our group, our ladies wanted to know, how did they do it, right? And the second one is to our ladies, all very, very talented, very the whole of our country, South Africa, is that why can't we build more schools near to our people? Because 6 girls was raped today, and it's happening every day. Recently, matriculants were poisoned because they went to the camp and they ate food, right? So that is my question, because the school is supposed to be built nearer where the children are safe, and the parents supposed to send the children to schools where it's near and they know they are safe. So this is something that I've been observing personally in the community, like little kids, every day I'm stopping them from fighting, because I'm also doing training on anti-bullying and cyberbullying. So I'm talking to them every day. So we as mothers and as women, we need to educate the girl child and the boy child. Because as ma'am said, that so many percent of our leaders are men. There's nothing wrong with the men. There are good men out there because we need them and they need us. But the problem is we as women, we give birth to the human race. We are responsible to give birth to them. So it's our responsibility to teach them from a young age. Thank you. I said a little bit extra, but something that was on my mind and I had to say it.
Thank you. Speaker on this table.
Thank you, Program Director. Greetings to the leadership of Women's Caucus in Zim, Malawi, DDP, KZN Legislature. I am Sizwe Mkize from KwaZulu-Natal Legislature, the Chair of Sports, Arts and Culture Portfolio Committee. We have quite many insights, but we are going to just stick to your program and just honestly just raise one. I think we have an agreement from all the speakers from KZN Legislature, from Malawi, from Zimbabwe, from every speaker that our insight is that it is clear that for all of us, no matter our location, united we stand and divided we fall. Women of Africa must unite. On the question that I have, or that the table have Zimbabwe Women Caucus tried to involve other key stakeholders? It could be Amakosi, the private sector, civil society, to try and petition and push to ensure that the 50-50 gender quota happens, and also to just probably just write straight or petition straight the program director to also ask Honorable Masiko that the study shows that women have grown in numbers in leadership positions, but how does this correlate with ordinary women on the ground? How does it affect? Does it help ordinary women on the ground? The fact that we're 80 in Parliament.
It was before the disaster. It was about in 2002. We were doing the medical outreach, and I've looked how, and I was thinking how women were surviving in Zimbabwe. I remember when we were praying to the petrol station because we didn't have with my medical team. So basically our insight is the resilience of Zimbabwean women. You've been through a lot, but you're standing.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Media to increase visibility to women. Why we're asking that question is because maybe one part is to understand how expensive is data in Zimbabwe. You know, because if data is expensive, that means women on the ground, because women are the majority, that means they work very, very hard in terms of supporting because of the economic challenges that we are seeing each and every day. And what I want to also say to Honorable from Zimbabwe, I'm very touched, you know, when we're talking about rape, my heart feels very, very bad. Women of Zimbabwe in South Africa are abused as the women of South Africa. I personally have attended some of the cases, but because some of them, they don't have permits and everything, then their tears are shed. So I would say I will really appreciate, Madam, if those young women who cross the borders in South Africa can be looked at, because I know the situation that they are facing make them to take the leap of coming to South Africa. But I'm telling you, Madam, they are not having a chance.
you.